Hey, yeah, oh, 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 yeah.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, the past, few weeks or whatever, we've seen the whole Trump crap. The Democrats coming after Trump. This E. Carroll situation is just redonkulous. You have a biased judge, a biased jury. They want him to pay like millions of dollars for defamation of her when she's doing the defamation to him. He did not SA her. That's already been proven. It was defamation. So the media keeps lying and saying it was for SA, but it wasn't. It was for defamation. She lied. Yeah, because of the bias, they're going after him. Now, he will be appealing it, and he will win. It'll be all rescinded eventually. But for now, he has to deal with it because of the bias of the Democrats. Anyways, then you got the whole border situation going on between Texas and the federal government, who has broken the law. They are literally going against the Constitution. It's already been proven. They are breaking the law. The Democrats and the federal government are breaking the law. The Biden administration, they have broken the law, and they should be all arrested under the Constitution. Anyway, all that's about to blow off. They're talking about Civil War and all kinds of crap. I don't know about all that, but the vast majority of all the states have joined Texas against the federal government because they broke the law. They're not abiding by the Constitution. It's not democracy they're trying to say. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic. I'm tired of people calling it a democracy. It's not a democracy. It's a republic. Always has been. To the republic for which we stand. Duh. Anyways, then the Democrats want to be sneaky and try to pass another bill sending billions of taxpayer money to Ukraine again, claiming that, well, we need Republicans to sign off on this so we can go and help out at the border and, close up the border. It's all bullshit. That whole border crap in that bill, bullshit. It's about them sending, laundry money to Ukraine. They're laundering money through Ukraine to fund that war. That's what they're doing. It's against the law, and they know what they're doing. Again, the Democrats keep breaking the law. And you've got some Republican rhinos that fucking just go along with it because they're idiots like Mitt Romney. The dude, he's getting paid to be a shrill for the Democrats. So, anyways, I hate politics. You know I hate politics, but that's what's been going on in the news. That's the big news that I've been seeing lately. Let's get on to what I really want to talk to you about this week. I just got done watching some new movie called Warchief. It was done in the UK. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Asylum Pictures. They still might be. They were a Canadian picture studio, cinema studio, but they were really, really low budget. I mean, really low budget. They would put out movies that were just god awful. I mean, I understand that they were trying to make something of themselves, but they were so bad. The actors were absolutely crap, as was the special effects and everything. It was just, they were making really bad movies. It looked like something you would see on YouTube. It was just that bad. Anyways, that's what this movie reminded me of. It was really bad. I was like, man, this is super B-rated. The actors in it were just absolutely terrible. The story is, you have these groups of orcs who want war with this particular kingdom, and they're trying to start a war with them. Now, through the whole movie, they shoot everything in this little forest area, and they make it look like they're running all over this big forest, but it's just this one little tiny area. And basically you have these supposedly 2 guards, well actually 3 at the beginning, 3 guards who's supposed to be guarding a messenger for the king. They got to get this messenger to the king. He's like some kind of mystic, wizard, whatever. Come to find out he's a necromancer later on. But yeah, they're trying to get him to the king through this forest. And now the description says they got to go through all kinds of monsters and crap over this land to get him to the king. But no, it's all done in this little tiny forest. Or it's in a forest, but the shot is always in the forest. It's just, you can tell it's the same area. Anyways, they meet one orc that's a supposed warchief out, and I'm telling you, the makeup for the orcs are just absolutely terrible. It's just awful looking. Anyways, they meet one warchief and one shaman of towards the end of the orc tribe who want war. The rest of the time, the monsters they're running across are supposedly like plague people, like plague victims. Like they've been taken over by the plague and become like these screwed up looking zombies or some shit with blisters all over their faces and shit. That's all they're fighting, is these plague people. And it's just a few times. It ain't like they run across them a whole bunch. Anyways, most of them all pretty much die, including the Necromancer. They meet one other, I don't know what she is, a druid or something. She's sending a message telepathically to the king. They don't even get to the fucking king. And she's trying to warn the king of the orcs coming or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, you know, the orcs get their way. You know, they want war. And they get a message to the king telling them the orcs are coming. There's going to be war. And that's the end. It was pretty pathetic. It was, I don't know. This movie was just awful. You can check it out if you want. It's called Warchief, but I'm telling you, it was. I hate most of the movies today. Most of the newer releases. The entertainment industry is just, the writers suck. They all suck. They can't fucking tell a good story at all. Just terrible. Anyways, check it out if you want, but I'm telling you right now, it's an awful movie. I don't even know why I watched it. I just, something to watch. And that's usually the way it goes when I watch something new. Let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Alright, movie holics. This week is Fantasy Week. Now, I chose movies that were fairly similar, just a little bit different. You can also call this sci-fi if you want, but it's basically fantasy. The first one was done in 1957. It only made about 5 million. Or, sorry, not 5 million, 5,000. Worldwide. It wasn't like a huge movie or anything. It was called The Incredible Shrinking Man. And it starred Grant Williams and Randy Stewart. Now, the story basically is this guy, he runs across some type of mist when him and his wife, which is played by Randy Stewart, they're out on a boat, and this mist comes by and sprinkles in with some gold dust or something. Later on, he has some insecticide sprayed on him, and it causes some type of chemical reaction which starts him to shrink. So throughout the rest of the movie, he's shrinking. Now, he gets a little famous because he's shrinking. Everybody knows about it. Blah, blah, blah. But he just keeps shrinking. They can't figure out why. Towards the end of the movie, his wife thinks he's dead. There's a scene with the household pet cat. He escapes into the basement, but she thinks the cat ate him or some shit. So they think he's dead. In the basement, after they think he's dead, he ends up having to fight this spider for some food, but then he realizes it's not doing any good. He's just still shrinking. And he decides to just walk on outside of the basement. And it's like a little outside grill to get outside of the basement. He crawls through it, walks outside, says screw it, you know, if he's gonna die, he's gonna die, he's gonna shrink to nothing. That's the end of the movie. This isn't like super action packed or anything like that. It is an interesting story. It kind of reminds you like a Twilight Zone episode. Of course, the special effects aren't going to be like super great, but that's what I like about a lot of 60s type movies, because they're more focused on the story than they are special effects. And I prefer that. They did that all the way up until the 80s. And then I don't know what happened. Somewhere in the early 2000s, they started doing all this woke crap. And they wanted to make all the pictures look pretty. And that's what most movie directors and writers do today. They try to make everything look pretty, like Zack Snyder. You know, it's pretty. It's not a good story. It's not a good movie. It's just pretty. That's why I don't like most new movies today. But yeah, they focus more on the story. That's what made them so great. This was a pretty good movie. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I found a colorized version because I'm not a big fan of black and white films. But I did find a colorized version. And I watched it. Good movie. Check it out. 2 thumbs up. Definitely worth a one-time watch. Now the next one I watched was done in 1981. It made about 20 million. And it's kind of very similar, but it's instead of the man, it's the Incredible Shrinking Woman. And this starred Lily Tomlin and Charles Grodin. In this scenario, Lily Tomlin's character, you know, she gets bathed into different kinds of products like perfume, laundry detergent, soap, blah blah blah. It's all mixed together and it gets on her, and it causes some weird chemical reaction where it starts to make her shrink. And like the Incredible Man, it's basically a spoof on the Incredible Shrinking Man, because they went retarded on this movie. You know, they were making it really silly and goofy. It's supposed to be a comedy. Like I said, it's supposed to be a spoof. But yeah, she shrinks. But in this scenario, Lily Tomlin plays like 2 or 3 different characters in this movie, not just the main one. You know, it basically goes to the problems she has as being a mother and trying to take care of her kids and her husband when she's shrinking. The other thing is there's the people selling these products, her husband works for the company. The main people who run the company, they want her to do crap for her, and then they want to take her blood so they can make a shrink potion to shrink other like cities and other crap like that, blah, blah, blah. That's some mad scientist who thinks he can take her blood. They kidnap her, and then, you know, the family thinks she's dead. The husband thinks she's dead, but she's not. They kidnap her. She makes friends with this gorilla who helps her out, and this other guy who, like, takes care of some of the animals that the company has been working on, you know, experimenting on. They help her get out, escape, but she disappears supposedly. You know, her little, she supposedly completely shrinks and disappears into this little garment, and it falls back into another batch of mixed chemicals or whatever. Everyone now thinks she's definitely dead. They go after and shut down the chemical company, or what, the company that's making the products. She, at the end, she shows back up. She's normal sized again. But then the very, very end, when they're all hugging and, oh yeah, glad you're back, blah, blah, blah. Well, her clothes start splitting, and she's actually, now she's growing instead of shrinking. And that's where they cut off the movie. There's a lot of references to the Invisible Man in this movie, like certain scenes and stuff that you saw in the Invisible Man. They just changed the, you know, the dynamic of the, you know, the evil product company. You know, they changed all that in this one. Like I said, it's more like a spoof. And honestly, I didn't think it was really that funny. I remember watching this when I was real little. It's been years ago. I was very young when I seen this. I barely remember it. So I rewatched it, and it's just, it's silly, it's goofy. And man, they make look like the 80s were all full of, you know, like Starburst, Skittles, Juicy Fruit colors, you know. It's not what the 80s looked like at all. It was, I was like, what with all the weird colors? Like fruity colors. It's just weird. Because that's not what the 80s looked like at all. The fashion and the home decor, it was weird. Really weird. Anyways, yeah, so this movie, you know, it wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't like super horrible either. It was, yeah, it was okay. It's worth a, you know, one-time watch maybe. I never was a big fan of Lily Tomlin, even though she's fairly famous. I didn't think she was ever all that funny. But I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Check it out if you want. If you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you can think of any underrated or B-rated movies you think I may never even have heard of, and you know, think I might want to check out, then please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing it as soon as I can. So until next time, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you just been told.